found out over the last year since I got in this position, I always had the calling in teaching, like on Wednesday nights, which we've done for, I don't know how many years we've done. We've done for a long time. We've been together, haven't we, Al? A long time on Wednesday nights. And to me, I had a blessing, but when we finally got in this position where my calling was, it seems like it just, you can kind of feel where you're supposed to be. And for a long time, I wasn't where I needed to be, and it felt uneasy, but I had to ride that boat out until God says, okay, you didn't listen to first, or it's not ready for you, or whatever that is when He's got it prepared for you. He says, sometimes it's not always going to be easy. So your calling, you might not like your calling at the time, but He says, I want to see if you want to serve. So when I put you in your calling, you're not arrogant. That's what it is. So if you look at everybody God's called in the Bible, just like Moses here, they got to go through a time of testing. And Moses didn't want to be in all these places, but eventually it taught him. It made him a better person. Just like the wind here we've had for the last few days or last weeks. If we didn't have that wind on the trees, they'd never survive the storm. So remember, your calling is a part of the storm. You won't like it. You don't like where you're at, but God says, I'm teaching you. I'm getting you. That being said, where God is moving here, there's a lot going on, and He's going to have a lot of calling on us. So we left off last week in Exodus 3, verse 7. Exodus 3, verse 7. Again, we're on the Moses kick here. We're learning about Moses. And again, everybody puts Moses, Isaac, Abraham, all these, Jacob, all these guys in high regard. Like they're just, then we go in the New Testament, we talk about Paul, Peter, Timothy, John. They're just, man. I can see why some religions kind of pray to them. Because they think they're better and they have something that we don't. And that's the farthest from the truth. Everybody in here, if you do your calling, if you do what God has called you, and you listen, you're equivalent to Moses, Jacob, John, Paul. You're that because you're doing what you're called. Well, Carrie, they witnessed to millions, Moses did. And then Paul, we're still, we're in reading Paul's letters all the time in the New Testament church. But he did what he's called. So you will have that same accountability and same reward in heaven that Paul does if you minister to one person. Remember, I always go back to, there took somebody to minister in our time to Billy Graham. And if that person didn't listen, look what they would have lost. They have, it's kind of like the Amway pyramid. You just look at that. You get blessing. Just do what you're called, and God will equip you.